Hello guys, this is Bernard. Welcome back to Bernard Studios. Today we are going to be painting in this Katy Perry painting. Also, if you want to look over here, this is my palette, and I'm going to show you guys what colors that's needed for painting her. Um, Wait, first I gotta log into, just a sec. I need, oh, sorry that I'm late, but I'm usually late for my streams, so don't be mad at me, just expect it. There we go. And charge. Does it help? Yes, it helps. Okay, okay. I'll be right there. Okay, now I'm into chat. Good. Now, to make watercolor paintings, of course, you need water. And I don't have water, so, I'm just gonna go, snatch some water in the kitchen. So, be right back. Okay, now I'm back. And we are ready to start painting this shit. Oh, shit. Okay. Um, there's just, some minor technical difficulties. Just a sec, guys. I don't do YouTube streams that often, so I don't actually see this as a surprise that it's like going very chaotic. But I'm gonna raise the camera. There we have it. That's a good angle. Okay, so as I said, this is going to be a tutorial on how to draw Katy Perry. So, let's just get to it, you know? Let's get to the good stuff. So I am using the Winsor and Newton Cotman watercolor. But you can use any watercolor you want. You can use Crayola, you can use Winsor Newton, you can use any watercolor that is perfectly for you. Now, but you want to have a good brush. So I have the Cotman #3 brush right here. So the very first thing in painting Katy Perry is getting her skin tone just right. So over here, I'm gonna turn to my palette and raise the camera a bit. A little bit more. Here we go. Wait, no. Come on. Here we go. Now stay still. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's not moving. So first thing is this color right here. So you're gonna take some water and then take some of this and put it here. Now wash your brush. Then we're gonna take some orange. Place it right there. Then some of this right here. And then some more yellow. Now, I know that it might look dark right now, but that is because that it is time for gouache. And I am using dollar brownies, and I'm not saying dollar brownie, I'm selling dollar brownie. And you're gonna take a little bit of that white gouache, not a huge bit, just a little tiny bit, because if you put too much gouache, she's just gonna be pale, and Katy Perry is, she's not pale, and I don't want her to be pale. That's just not how that gorgeous woman looks. A little bit more of that color as you just saw. Then we mix together so that we have a light skin tone. You can see that right here. Then you are going to take some drops of water. I am using this thing right here. So we have it full of water right here. 1, 2, 3. This is going to make it nice and thin so that we can really layer colors on top of each other. Now we're going to switch back to the painting over here. I'm just going to here we go. So we are going to take some of this very thin watercolor and we are going to start painting her in. Now I know that I have mixed in gouache with this, so don't worry about going over your line work. It's not gonna cover it up because when it's so thin out, then as you can see right here, it doesn't really cover up any of the line work. So you can paint over it with no worries. And a light wash of skin tone is exactly what we want right here. Sorry my stammering. I don't usually stammer, but when it's live stream and English and when I cannot edit, sometimes it ends up in that. Don't forget to do her ear right here. And just we're gonna do some watercolor here on the chin area, also on her lips, because we're gonna darken that up later, and on her forehead. Now that you have seen me spread it right here, I'm going to smooth it out so that I can cover the entire face. And watch out to not color any of the eyes. You can do it if you want to go in with white gouache or a white colored pencil later, but I really recommend going besides the eyes so that you can really focus on the skin one at a time. One thing at a time, sorry. Honestly, I don't even know how I got a 10 in English. I mean, come on, I'm lacking. Or at least lacking a little bit. Okay. So now that that is all painted in, we are going to move on to more of her hair. Now she has black hair in this shot and also in real life. But there is still some other colors than just black. Just a sec. My camera is teasing me a little. Stop it. Stay. No. Stay, stay, stay. Sorry, I gotta fix this. This is a little tricky. Wait. No, 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 no. This might be a long tutorial, guys. But we are going to take some blue and we are gonna put it right here. This is the area where we're gonna make her hair. Then you're gonna take some brown. And I just realized that there was barely any blue when I picked it up on my brush, so we are gonna go to the blue and we're gonna pick up a little more. There we go. Now, we don't want to make her hair extremely black. All the black details and things are gonna come in later. So right now we're just making the base coat for everything. So this is kind of the color we're going for, and if I drag it out, you can see that it also has some grays and some browns and some blues. So that's the color we're going for. And then just add one extra water droplet. Then I'm just gonna lay my brush down. Then we're gonna switch back over here again and start to paint in her hair area. And be very careful you do not go into any of the skin area. If you do that, trust me, you are gonna regret it. So steady hand and just watch the line. Now I've taped this down, so it's just gonna come off with tape even though I touch it anyway. And then if you run out of this color or you're feeling that there's not enough color, then you can add some more blue and black and it'll basically just be the same. Just don't go all overboarded. Then it's just going to be blue and black and we don't want that. Now, the tutorial that I did on how to draw this Katy Perry sketch, that was actually my first tutorial ever. So, if you guys think that it's trash, and that I have a lot to improve in, then I would actually really like to hear that in the comments so that I know what I did wrong and what I can do better next time. Now, also, since you guys weren't able to decide a theme in the voting poll, because it's 33, 33, 33 on three of them, then I have chosen the theme sadness. And I'm gonna draw Finnegan Fox from Saber Fox. That is who I'm gonna paint for that video because I loved Saber Fox. I found them, I think, when I was like 13, and immediately once I saw Finnegan and Dixie and all the other foxes and Michaela, I was abso-fucking-lutely sold. Like, everything about it was just pure animal perfection. So, it really hit me hard when I found out that Finny had died. So that's why I'm doing it, as a tribute. But right now, let's focus on Katy. Katy is actually also my favorite singer. I got my Spotify Wrapped, and then Katy Perry, she Spotify said that I was amongst the 2% of the people who listens to her the most. So I am one of her biggest fans, and that made me very happy to find out. And um, in the tutorial, I played a line of her song "Woman's World," where she sings, "It's a woman's world, and you're lucky to be living in it." And I picked that line specifically because I just love that song. Girls can do as much as men can do. And I think she really performed that message clear in that music video, and I love it. Now, even though you might not be watching it in the um in this live stream, then this one goes up out to you, a capybara, um, because you requested for me on my Katy Perry album video that I painted Katy Perry. So this one goes out to a subscriber who wanted a tutorial. So I hope that I can meet your expectations and that this tutorial is okay. Okay, so now that we have colored in her hair, I am going to move on to her eyes. Now, her eyes, they're actually pretty easy. You're just gonna take some blue. I don't know if you saw it on the brush, but you're just gonna take the lightest blue you have in your watercolor palette, And you are going to fill in her eyes with that color. And make sure not to put too much. You're going to put a little bit on either side. And then you are going to take a smaller brush like this, wet that, and then you're just going to use the water to spread it evenly around in her eyes. Now, am I Bob Ross? No, I mean Bob Ross? No, I'm not as close as Bob Ross was to painting and teaching people how to paint, and I will never be. But because his style was totally unique, and I've watched a few of them, and I absolutely love that man more than anything. He is truly an icon for teaching people the joy of painting. Now, for the red color, you're just gonna grab a bright red and color in the lips. A bright red is good, and you have to use the brightest one. You can't choose a dark pink, because if you choose dark pink right now, it's gonna be very hard to lighten it up. So always go from light to dark when you're working with watercolors, because it allows you to build it more safely, to say the very least. Then for the mouth, of course, you can just color it in black. Mm-hmm. And the same goes for her eyebrows, but be careful with this one. You're gonna put a little bit here, a little bit here, and then you're gonna wash your brush, and you are gonna put it here so it becomes more grayish and faded. As you can see, it's starting to look like the shadow of a eyebrow now. Now, for the shirt, don't actually do anything that big. I'm just gonna take some water mixed in with a little tiny bit of blue, not too much. And then for the rest, I'm just gonna take a lot of water to dilute it with. Here we go. Now we are going to move over here, and we are gonna make this skin tone right here, we're gonna make it darker. You are going to take a little bit of this reddish color right there, and you're gonna put it here to the side of the skin tone. Not right into it, then it'll just ruin everything. Then you're gonna take some skin tone and some red, and you're gonna mix it together over on this side. You can add a little tiny dot of black if you like, but it is not recommended. It's not. Once you have your color nice and red, then we are gonna move back over to our Katy Perry painting. And you are gonna do a line down here. The same goes here. And you're just gonna make a thick line with that color. And I'll explain why it makes sense. Just trust the process, as you say. And then wash your brush. Make sure all the watercolor comes off. And then with the water, you're going to use it to dilute it into the skin so that it is more blended. And also, that also counts for this part right here. I don't know if you can call it that, but do you think that the painting sounds are like ASMR? Because I don't think so. For ASMR, I think you need to be way more up close, but I don't have a good microphone. I'm a basic as fuck YouTuber who just use his iPhone 15 camera and his iPhone 15 mic. That's the kind of YouTuber I am, and I edit on my iPhone 15. I'm a simple ass YouTuber, so literally anyone can be like me. Anyone. And everyone needs to start at the bottom. I don't make money from YouTube. I want to eventually make memberships on this channel so that I can use the money in future videos to maybe do some art donations or art fundraising. But yeah, I don't make money from YouTube right now. I am just enjoying the process of being a YouTuber who doesn't need to rely on anything but having fun. Then over here, what I did, sorry that I forgot to show you guys, but I took some of this color and I mixed it in with the darker skin tone that I did. And then now we're gonna go back down again. Oh, gotta do a little bit there. And then we're actually just gonna put a few dots of this watercolor right here. Right, you see it spreading in some places. That's okay. We're just gonna flick off the water and drag it across here. And if you feel like it's too strong, I do for example, then you can use a paper towel and you can dab it over the space so it goes away. A good tip is also to dry your brush from time to time so that you can balance the amount of water and color you pick up. I've added 3 new dots to the eyebrows, and now I am the brush is dry, so now I can drag it over so that it becomes nicer than the last attempt. And then wait, there's a dot right there of unwanted watercolor. No one wants that. So we are just gonna blend it out as best as I can. Come on. Oh no. It's stuck. Oh well. Art isn't perfect. That's just how it is. That's okay too. Then that's gonna be my first mess up on live stream. I actually think it's a pretty nice thought. Art isn't perfect. No art is ever perfect. Because there's always going to be something more to improve it. As long as you're having fun, that is what matters with art. you're gonna add some shadow with the dark skin tone underneath her neck right here also. Now we are gonna move on to her nose, and we're gonna use some of the dark skin tones that you guys have mixed together, and be very careful with this next part, okay? You are going to paint a streak right down here. The same goes for this side. And now you are gonna blend that out. And for this one, make sure to dry your brush just a bit, so it becomes like this, nice and blended out. Now we are gonna add some blood, and she's bleeding in the band-aids cover on these little streaks that you see right here. So I'm just gonna fill in with some red to give it some depth. From this live stream, you maybe think it looks ugly, but actually no. I need to lift these up. That's a little bit better. And we're gonna lighten it up later, I promise. Then, we're done with watercolor, actually. Wait, no, sorry. We're not. We are going to paint the background blue, because that's also the background in her album. So, take some blue. You're free to make it very dark blue, because this is just a background. There we go. Now, the watercolor is done. Now we are going to go in with colored pencils. I know this isn't something some of you might want to hear, but that is just how I do it. So I'm gonna use the Faber-Castell Polychromas. First, we are going to take the color called Caput Mortuum, which is this purple color. And we are just going to draw some of that on the eyebrows for extra effect. Then we are gonna take some madder, which is this reddish pinkish color, and drag it over the red lines. That's good. Now for the lips, which I unfortunately did a little too dark, we're gonna take some light pink. This is light magenta. And you are gonna draw it on the lips. Now to make those lips lighter, I don't know if this is a risk or not, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We are going to take a white pencil. Make sure you use Carandash. And this is a little stubby pencil that I have, but I can still work with it. That's much better. Now it becomes much lighter and better. Okay. if you want, you can also put a little bit here just to add some more white. This is also to blend some of the areas. It is not necessary, but this is just something that I do. Now, for the ears, we are not actually gonna do so much, only a little bit. We are gonna take some of this dark red, and we're gonna draw some of that here in the edge and fade it out. Do the same on this side. And then we are gonna take some yellow. Yeah. And then we are gonna take this skin tone color right here. And then you're just gonna blend out the ears with that color. Good. Now for the hair details, which honestly is my favorite part. I love doing hair. We are going to draw some lines right here. That's the first place. Then you're gonna do some red streaks from there and pull it down. And then you're gonna do some red streaks over here and over here at the hairline. You're also, if you want to, which I, for example, want, you're gonna do it down here at the bottom, even though it's not gonna be seen that much. And then you're going to take your white again, and since my pencil is so stubby, I am gonna use a pencil extender. Like that. And you are gonna do some streaks. Now that we have the white and the red planned out, go ahead and put them back in your pencil case. Now comes the fun part, in my opinion, adding a lot of black to her hair. For this one, I'm gonna need to sharpen my pencil. I am using a Faber-Castell pencil eraser, which works amazingly for Caran d'Ache pencils and for watercolor pencils. So I recommend that one. Oh, don't follow my hand, god damn it. Right here in the edge, look at this. We need to make this very dark. So put pressure on it in this area. Not that much, only about here. Then you're just gonna do streaks down from there and make it pigmented, but still hair streaks. And also pull some from down here. You can see that the hair is getting more realistic from me doing that. But it's mostly up here that the black is needed. You're gonna push it into the white pencil line, but you're also gonna do some in the red. Because the white and red is actually just shades, the light in her hair. But overall, her hair color is black. So that side of the hair is done. Honestly, I don't even care, but I am gonna empty out my pencil eraser, so that I can sharpen better. Remember? Right here, down below, you can just do some savage lines. But, just make sure you don't hit the edge like I did. A tip that I would give to younger artists is to never try to draw or paint as fast as your idols, because drawing fast and doing emotion, it just comes along with time. So don't stress. Don't do art if it stresses you out. Do art because you like to do art. That is also something Scott Christian Seva says, and he's my absolute idol. Okay, so now her hair is done. Now we just need to add the finishing touches. Then we're gonna take off the tape. And then the live stream is actually done, guys. I am gonna take a glitter pen. Yee! Time for glitter! For all the girls loving glitter, I really hope that this is gonna be your favorite part of the video. Gold earring there, golden earring there. Doing the same thing here. Here. And then for the finishing touch, we are gonna write Katy Perry Band-Aids. And then we are done, guys. Okay, and now we are done with the album cover, guys. So we are going to remove the tape. This is also the very good stuff. We got a satisfying tape pull on that side. Now let's move on to here. Just a second, I need to get an edge. Satisfying. Then on this side. Satisfying. And the last one. And there we have it, guys. Katy Perry's Band-Aids album. Let's do a comparison. There's a little bit of difference, but I still think that this is a very good tutorial in my eyes. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Comment what you want to see for the March painting, because I've already decided for a theme for the February one. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this very first tutorial that I have done on YouTube. Peace out, Bin Gang!